Okay, so we can continue the session with a couple of more questions for you guys. Okay, I want you to tell me what would motivate you to change your habits. Go to dementi.com and type 398141. And please try to type what would motivate you to change your habits. This is something which is very important for us. We need to understand if we are going to create a climate campaign. We need to know where to target people and how to communicate with people. This is a word cloud, so as you would write, your thoughts would be presented right here. Money, advantages, more free time, events, social media. Money. To see that change, other people. Interesting. But so far I have only 8 people. Let's try to participate as much as possible, as many as possible. I wonder, do we have more thoughts? Or are you just surfing Google? That's all right. We have 21 persons submitting their thoughts here. 22, actually. And you see, people expect a lot of different things. People expect a lot of different things. We see in some cases there is money. I wonder, does this mean you would expect some kind of reward to change your habits? Or you would expect that if you change your habits, you might save money, or you might be able to spend more. It is very interesting. We did a research on how to reward participants of Ducky campaign, and I want to tell you something about Rebound Effect. Rebound Effect is when you do an environmental campaign and then you reward your participants with money, and then they spend this money on something which is absolutely not climate friendly. You kind of made a double negative impact there. It is very important to communicate with people in a way, yes, money is important, but if it's spent responsibly. You know, if you buy a second-hand clothes, or if you buy a product that is more expensive, but is higher quality and it will last longer, that's a climate action too. If you buy a bit more expensive plane ticket, but if this flight is a direct flight, because we know that CO2 emissions happen mostly during takeoff and land, that's a climate action too. So money, yes, but responsibly spent. Other people, this is very interesting. Other people. How do I change my habits? I want to see that it works with other people. As we talked about in the very beginning, this is something that is called peer influence. I want to know what my peers think. I want to be acknowledged by my peers. Why do we have a school strike today? It's not because Greta Thunberg, she's just one girl. It is because it is a chain of reactions of young people inspiring each other. You know how many Greta Thunbergs are there? Millions. We just don't know about them. She's just presenting the whole movement, but it's not her really communicating with schools from US, Australia, or Europe. They do it themselves. Cheaper public transport. This is interesting, where we try to connect citizens with policymakers, youth sector with, again, policy makers and politicians, and trying to state our needs and what would make us change our habits. Because maybe if the public transport is cheaper, then maybe I would use it more. It would motivate me to use it more. I remember in Finland, is there anyone from Finland here? Okay, nice. Is it true, I heard about this project, that public transport was free for students? Okay. Germany is free? Okay, so you are from Germany. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. Yes. Denmark too? Mm. In primary school it's free, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Young people have a voice, quality of life, not feeling as guilty. Oh, I wonder who wrote that. That's so important. We all feel so guilty. Do you maybe sometimes feel because this is an important topic, do you feel that if you are more climate friendly, if you have to do something more climate friendly, that means that you are sacrificing something? You have to suffer a bit, or you don't feel that? Yes.
Well, I think it's all about making the change and see that you can have. Because I wrote a higher quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm motivated to do my change because of the climate, of course. But I think that it gives me a higher quality of life to ride my bicycle to work, and it's quicker and it's good for my health, and I feel awake when I come to my job. Even if it's raining, you get really awake.
Yeah, yeah.
But, if I have to take the car, I feel almost embarrassed.
I see.
So it's just a matter of change, and it gives me quality of life to be more climate friendly. And I save a lot of money if I don't buy so much stuff and clothes and things.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can spend that money on things that are better for climate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, David.
To me, it's very much a matter of self-satisfaction. And this app that I referenced before by this young French student who apparently wasn't interested in environmental things at all, he was just into apps. But one save per day, and you feel as though you're doing something. People want to do something, and I think if you can demonstrate that what they do makes even a small difference, I think it makes people feel good.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we will do today. We will try to demonstrate the impact of the things you do every day We will do it in the very end, though. Yes?
I have a question about nudging. In Sweden,
Yes.
we talk a lot about nudging, that to make the better choice the obvious choice. So how we can work with, like on a conference like this, special food should not be vegetarian. It should be meat that are special. So it should always be served vegetarian dishes on the conference, for example. We've tried to do that in Sweden, and more conference centers are. And then you won't meet, you tick the box instead of vegetarian or vegan. So you have to change the references and make it easier to do the better choice.
Oh, that's so interesting. I think what is very powerful about UBC, for instance, is that we have a possibility to exchange experiences from all these different countries and different cities we live in and try to inspire each other. There are so many good ideas, great ideas that can actually work if we are open, if we communicate to each other. And I think this is such an important takeaway. I actually wish to give you a little assignment because I feel it's so important. Like, if we consider energy, food, transport, and consumption, purchase, shopping. If we consider these 4 categories every day, can we share the list of good initiatives, of good projects, good ideas from your local communities where are you coming from? And if we can maybe write them down here, that would be incredible. That would be really great. Another alternative would be to give you another Menti slide. I don't know, how do you feel more comfortable? Writing with this or using online technology? It's up to you. Online? Would you like me to create? Yeah, that's great. Actually, it's less resources spent. That's why I like this. But I would really like to ask you that question. We'll come to that literally in 5 minutes. But I want to ask you another question. What describes you the best? If you can choose. You like to win. You like to be complimented. Be honest. You like to learn new stuff. Or you like to show others what you're doing. What is describing you best? Great. What I see here is that a lot of people like to, they would describe themselves as learners. But let's not forget this, and even this. I don't really see any category of these 4 that is like completely neglected. I see some people in any category, but let's focus on the one that it seems to be dominated, learning new things. I think this is what it's all about. This workshop should be what it's all about. It's learning. I would like to give you, let's create that now, another slide. Well, I would ask you to state good examples from your communities, good ideas happening, and write them down. Okay? Just a second. Okay. So let's use this slide to collect these good ideas. And then after, I will share all these slides with you if you give me your contact. I'm sure that it's possible through the UBC. And especially if there is, perhaps even if there is a link, if there is a link to the specific campaign, the specific website, initiative, anything that you would like to share, that would be probably the shortest way for you to communicate about this. If not, yeah, good public transport, trash, project of mental health, good public transport exchange, trees, the woods. Yeah, try, you cannot write more than a word. Can you write a sentence? It's only 25, yeah. That's why I'm saying if there is a link, you're gladly to share. But if there is a more than a word, then I think I can invite you to write down on the flip chart. Especially what I'm interested here is to know something concrete, super concrete. Like the name of a project or like something that you might know. I guess from the youth sector, it's not easy because you need to be one of the policymakers to know exactly some of the green projects happening in your community. But still, in any case, I see a lot of great ideas, a lot of great initiatives here. And some of them are happening in some communities, some of them are not happening. But this is how we collect ideas to build climate campaigns. And then finally, I would like to show you how Ducky Challenge looks like. And I would like to invite you to go to ducky.eco. So it's DUCKY.ECO. I can write it down for you.
There are so many young kids here. School in Holstein, Sweden, where I come from, they have a green room in the school restaurant. In Sweden, we serve a hot meal for lunch in all the schools. I don't know if it's the same where you come from. It's very important in Sweden to have a hot meal for lunch. But we have a green room in one of our schools, which is very popular, and they always serve vegetarian food, and you can sort of skip the line, and there's not so much queuing if you choose vegetarian for lunch. So go to your schools and say we like a green room with vegetarian lunches. It's really nice. So we have increased the amount of vegetarian food in schools, so skip the meat one.
Thank you so much. This should be, yes, but this should be the outcome of this workshop, definitely. You should guys just talk to each other, exchange these lovely ideas, and then find a way to create a campaign. Find an NGO, find a policymaker that supports you, maybe a company that will sponsor your efforts, and then use everything you already know. I'm sure you know a lot about social media and how to build a nice campaign online, and that's for free. Okay, I will show you. If you go to this website, you can switch to English. And here I would invite you to go here to find your tools. And then if you click there, you will reach this page. And then I would ask you to make a profile. So it's here. I'm logged out at the moment, as you can see. And I can just log out again. So this is where you should be, right? You will see create account. And it's very easy to create. You don't even need a password. You just need to give your email. And then after that, you will be sent to your email to click on a link. And then you will have a Ducky profile. And if anybody has a problem, if something doesn't work, just please let me know. If everything is okay, then I will show you the next step. Is it going okay? Yeah? Okay. So you click create account, your name, your email, read terms and conditions. This is something you should accept, and then register. All good? Okay. Step number 2. Let me just log in myself. Yes. There is one campaign called UBC Climate Cup, but I will share with you first the codes, the entry codes for that campaign. And those codes, so first you will be here, invited to a challenge, right? When you log in, you all see this? Okay. Go to your timeline, click this. Go to your timeline. And then click on the, try to find the UBC Climate Cup. Just a second. Yeah, it's here. So go to the end, scroll down, and then you will type the following code. I want 8 people, around 8 people, or let's say 5 people to write this code. 097554. So let's try, because we want to make even distribution. Let's try, is it okay like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? You can write down this code. Others, wait. You did? Okay, I hope not all of you did, because we need more teams. This is a team number 2, the Climateers. Just please, couple of people. 762231. Okay? Just several people. And then I want several people here. Baltic Savers. 391333. And finally, Climate Heroes. 102271. And there is even one more. Eco Warriors. 999744. These are the teams. The 5 teams with the 5 different team codes. When you choose a code, you enter directly to your team. Let me show you how it works. I will choose, let's say, Climate Heroes. Did you get what I got? This code is not valid? Yeah. Okay. Is it working with anyone else? Yeah?
But we're 13 now in the first code you gave us, so we've got quite a big group.
That's okay. It's just important. If it doesn't work, try to type some other code. I will give you this information here. Can somebody raise a hand where it doesn't work? 1, 2, 3, 6. And others are okay? Okay. No? I would ask 6 people, 6, 7 people from you that it doesn't work to just try to type in other code, some other code, and see what happens. Yes. Is it okay? Do we have some people that couldn't join that now can? Yeah? No?
Because the invite my email address is not invited.
Hmm? Oh, no, but here, you should put, did you put your name? You should go read terms and conditions, accept.
No.
Maybe you can try to register account again. It could happen. So, how many people does not have access? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people, 5 people. Okay. Have you tried with other codes, or you don't have access at all? Because no. Mm-hmm. But it worked with one code, with the first. But that's okay. It's important that it works with one. That is okay, because this is just a demonstration, even if you're not able to enter at the moment, because this is live, and these things can happen. It is a live setting up of our product, which is under development constantly. So it could happen that a couple of people at this moment cannot join. But what is the main idea is for me to show you how it looks. And then people who actually entered can start logging activities they did today. But first, let me show you. I will try myself with one of these codes. So yes, you see this code is working. So I will click OK. And the next thing which will happen, it will send me directly here. And this is the UBC Climate Cup that is created for this occasion, just to demonstrate and to show you how this tool works. I apologize again for a couple of bad experiences. But when we do the campaign, we really take into consideration that everybody is logged in and everybody's on board. I usually have a support from a development team. Not today. But that's fine, because what is enough is just to show you, demonstrate you how it looks. So here, if I want to get started, I would be given a little tutorial on how to use the campaign platform. And if I want to skip that and just go to challenge, this is what I would get. So at the moment, there are 19 of you that succeeded to create a profile and join this campaign. The campaign called UBC Climate Cup, with a message, let's create impact now. Where we do the test campaign within the UBC conference, the prize is glory. We can always revisit tutorial if we want to learn more. And here we have eco warriors that obviously work, and the climateers, the climate heroes, and nature stars. These are the teams where I see we have users at this moment. And this is very simple. This number here represents the amount of CO2 saved per team that is clicked on this scoreboard. There are 3 levels of measurement: CO2 savings, participation, and points. Moving forward, I would be able to log activities in food, energy, transport, and consumption. So in this example, I can log, I switched off unnecessary lights today. This activity will save me 0.13 kilos of CO2. If I want to know more about it or add it to habits, because let's say you are a vegetarian, you don't want to come every day and log the same thing over and over again. You can add it as a habit, and then all you have to do is click once, and your activities that are habits will be logged. So let's say I want to know more about this activity, and this is where I can find out topic tags. This is what you wanted to know, to learn more. You get a content on why is energy important. Especially in a context of this activity, switching off unnecessary lights. Eating vegetarian today, same thing. So if I log activity, here, this number will change, and it will change for everyone. It is an interactive tool. But more importantly, I would be able, you see here, somebody's logging something, and we have the 20th participant, so we know that is happening. And this is what is called a peer influence. I'm able to see the top list. These are some of the people that are in my team, some of the people that are all about love, some of the people like Tobias here, and some of them who are just average, as they say. And even more importantly, I can go to insights. I can see today, this group of people, at least 20 of you, did 66 activities. These are the activities you did. The most popular is you switched off unnecessary lights and you wasted no food today. 6 of you ate vegetarian today, walked or biked to work, or reduced indoor heating. And then you see here, you get a live notification each time somebody logs something. Now imagine a live screen, and this is what we also provide, a live screen that can be in your school or it can be in your office, showing constantly what your employees are doing. Number of participants, 20. 40% of participation rate. This is because I have created a challenge to reach 40 users overall. Savings per participants in your section. We need to save 10 kilos of CO2 in order to see the translation of CO2. Maybe I can ask you just for, or maybe I don't need to ask you, I can show you here, because overall we saved 78.7 kilos of CO2. And what does that mean? It means that our savings are equivalent to using 195 kilowatts of energy, which is roughly the same as using your oven for 85 hours. That's like almost 4 days of using your oven nonstop. And we just did it now, instantly, live, just like that. This is a tool that we are using today to build different campaigns. What is very important about this tool, and this is the other part of the story, it is not just to save CO2, right? It is to build stories, engaging stories. Just like the story about 20 people sitting once upon a time in a city of Kaunas and sharing what they did that day. And you know what? There is another beautiful thing about peer influence. Yes, you can cheat. Maybe you can log something you didn't actually do. But who do you cheat? Do you cheat yourself? And is it possible to see that you cheat? Of course it is, because this is a peer competition. This is something we would use with people that either know each other or are neighbors or are able to compare themselves. So far, Ducky is making campaigns that are in a way semi-closed. We are working on building a campaign for all the citizens, but for some special reasons, like peer influence, it is very challenging. So in this room, you would be able to try to cheat, but I guarantee you, if this event would be a few days longer, we would already know who is cheating, who is not. So people don't really do that. This is one of the most often questions we get. And that's how we tackle it. Do you have any question? Any question at all? Or any comment about this? Because anything, it's very useful. I would definitely ask you to submit some of the comments you have in the very end. But yes?
This is a product that you sell?
Yes.
Do you have it in many different languages, or is it maybe?
So far, we have it in Norwegian, and we have it in English, and we will have it in Japanese next year. But other languages are coming depending on requests. So if there is a need to and it's not only about language, it's also about climate data. We use country-specific climate data. So the numbers you see here are the numbers that average Norwegian would save. And it has to do with energy sources and types in Norway. It has to do with average distances between work and home in Norway, average food habits, average transport habits, and so on. If we would do this for UBC, for instance, or any country in UBC, we would just have to get the climate data, which is very easy to get. And then we would need to translate the language if needed. That's all. Any other question? Can you see this kind of a tool being useful? Or is there any other kind of tool that you can recommend or that you know about, that you're using in everyday life? So, do you feel like we need this kind of tools? Yeah? Okay.
There are tools just to measure the amount of
Footprint, the CO2.
footprint
Yes.
you actually create.
Yes.
That we have in Sweden. You can sort of go to and answer a lot of questions with all your habits.
Yes.
Different fields
Hmm.
to get the overall footprint.
Yeah.
But there is no competition in that side. It's just you get your footprint.
I see. I see.
So this is like a tool for sort of making the competition. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, thank you. I feel it is what is very interesting about it. We are introducing now the new term, and I would like to introduce you with it. Handprint. Has anybody heard about handprint? You know what is a handprint? Handprint is a unit that is measuring how many people around you can you inspire. So it is not about, climate action is not just about being vegetarian, going on foot, riding a bike, and switching off the lights. It's also about talking about it, including others, trying to make an impact, inspiring others. And if you manage to do that, then your handprint will go up. And this is what it's all about. This challenge will be 2 days long. So you can play with it today and tomorrow. If anybody would like to join the challenge, in any case, after, you can contact me and just approach me after the workshop. But yes, for me, I felt that this was very exciting just to show you. There are similar attempts, and they should be much, much more. I wish I could show you at least 5 or 10 different tools. But as you know, you haven't heard about them either. It's just coming. It is very novel. It is very novel technology. We already, by the way, as I was speaking, we already saved close to 100 kilos of CO2. You know, this is really incredible. I don't know if you remember, I gave you this reference about bananas, about babies. Also, 100 of CO2, it's around I think it is around, no, 200 hours of showering, or 200 days even. I have to check this reference, but like 100 kilos of CO2 is a unit that can be translated to so many exciting storytelling points. And this is what it's all about. So how do you feel now? I really want to know, because maybe you feel the same. Maybe this has no impact to you. Or maybe you feel inspired. Whatever the answer is, my job is to get out from here with some lessons learned and some messages that I can use in my own organization to make us better, to understand more. What are your needs and how do you feel when you get all this kind of information? You got information from David about the past and how some of the campaigns from late 60s and early 70s were going on until today. And you also have a lot of information. I feel I overwhelmed you. Some of you are a little tired. But that's good. That's good. Thank you for your answers. I'm sure there will be much more, but it seems quite positive, so I feel I'm on a good track here. So perhaps I can give you a little task. There is around 25 of you, more or less. Maybe we can let's try to create at least 4 groups. And in these 4 groups, maybe we can try to, I will give you 4 flip charts, 4 flip chart papers, and maybe each group could have a task to write down some recommendations on how we can create a climate campaign in our local community. What could be the topic, which kind of people we could target according to everything you learned today, and then we can share. And then perhaps we find even more inspiration, and perhaps the ideas that we gather here today could be brought back to your countries and your cities, and perhaps some action can be made out of these ideas. Is that okay? All right. How do we make groups? 4 groups. Animal names. Okay, can you share that idea, please? Explain. Okay, sounds good. Okay, sounds fun. Lion, bear, it's just the name of the zebra, it's nothing, and penguin. Okay? Lion, bear, zebra, penguin. Lion, bear, zebra, penguin, and lion and bear. Hey, zebra and penguin. Lion, bear, zebra, penguin. Lion, bear, zebra, penguin. lion, bear, zebra, penguin, a lion, bear, and zebra. Okay, find your animals. Find your animals. Make 4 different flocks. And I will give you 4 flip charts. And I want you to talk to each other. And I want you to create 4 ideas for climate campaign. And I will give you 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes. Okay. This is so inspiring just to see you talking about so many different things. But we have to stop somewhere. We will continue, I'm sure, after the workshop. You can come back to your communities and continue this talk. But let's try now to stop. We have 5 more minutes until the end of the workshop. So I think it would be great just if one member per group can take the piece of paper you were writing on and just share the ideas that you were talking about. Is that all right? Okay. So I need 4 group representatives, 4 volunteers. I mean, I can come to you. You don't need to come here. And I can come with a microphone and you can just explain. But it will be nice together, maybe, together closer so we can see also what's on the paper. So yeah, maybe perhaps let us all come closer. Yeah, great. And then we could just present what we talked about. And I would like that whatever you talked about maybe can serve as a piece of inspiration and a starting point after this workshop. So let's see, who would like to be the first? Anyone? How about you? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is this?
Okay, so first of all, okay, thank you. So first of all, we talked about nudging people, like generally in society, that it's probably a pretty good way to like encourage something. And we also talked about someplace, I don't remember where, but one of the group members said that they do specific challenges for everyday life. Like this week you can try to have a vegetarian day, or this week you can try to bike to work instead of taking your car. So that's a pretty simple way to encourage people to like just do one challenge each week. And then I think in Germany they had this sort of concept called cleaning for meaning, which is where they clean an area and they sort the waste, which again is pretty good to like just clean areas. I don't know specifically how like much it could do, but I think it's a pretty good thing. And then we talked about, excuse me, then we talked about putting ads on social media, of course, because social media is just where a lot of people, especially young people, spend a lot of time. So it would be a pretty good way of making sure that people know about this campaign. And we talked about the concept too good to go, which is, I think a lot of you are familiar with it because it's in quite a bit of countries where, for example, restaurants and bakeries, whatever customers didn't buy throughout the day, at the end of the day, they can buy it very, very cheaply. So it sort of reduces food waste. And we also had this thing with encouraging biking through competition to sort of see, like in school classes, who could like bike the most, like the city bikes to school, and the one who biked the most will win a prize at the end of the week. Like that was a concept in some cities, and we thought that was pretty nice. And then finally, like we really like the Ducky tool because we think it's pretty good to sort of say, instead of this is your footprint, this is how much bad you did, you're so bad, that instead you say, hey, this is what you did to actually help. And we think that's a really nice approach that should be more public, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What about the group number 2? Is there anyone?
So first of all, we talked about making campaigns for sea cleanup, but not only for like one-time sea cleanup, to make it long-term. Then we talked about recycling and reusing, to not just throw out stuff that you can use again. Then using public transport, that's an obvious one. Buying secondhand from thrift stores or antique shops, because decor is a big part of a lot of people's lives, and if you just don't need to always buy new things, you can use a lot of old stuff and it will look great. Then we talked about eating less meat and encouraging others to use less waste. So in my personal friend group, we have like a thing about we try to use as small of an amount of plastic as we can, and we just reward ourselves with food and stuff. And then it's picking up the trash. So obviously, in our country, I don't know how countrywide it is, we have a cleanup campaign. It's called Let's Do It, I think. And during the spring, like a lot of schools and stuff go and clean up special spots where they think that it's like too much trash, or they just want to clean up. So that's a lot of parks and stuff. And then also just using less plastic and finding alternatives. And I think most first and second world countries will have alternative shops for that. So instead of using plastic bags, you can use fabric bags. Instead of using plastic toothbrushes, you can use bamboo and stuff like that.
Thank you. Let's see who will volunteer here.
So our climate campaign was focused on food consumption, raising awareness about red meat effects and what it does for our environment, and how it is better to eat vegetables instead of meat. Posters informing about food waste, how we shouldn't buy unnecessary amounts of food, and we shouldn't waste it, because it not only it saves money for us, but it's good for the environment. Campaigns in school for healthy alternatives instead of eating meat, what you can eat, vegan food or vegetarian, to raise awareness among young people, not only older. Raising awareness about different apps that sell foods that are near expiration date, and that food wouldn't be thrown away. And popularization of farmer markets, city markets, foods grown locally, so the transportation of foods wouldn't be as a big of a problem as it is now. And importing, if you buy locally, you don't have to import foods, so the amount of CO2 produced by it is much lower. Yeah.
Thank you. And finally, the group number 4. Yeah. Let's see. You can stand here. Who would like to be your...
So we were talking about the same things like these groups, but we are talking like the more trees and planting more trees on the, like kids planting more trees. Sun and wind energy giraffe. Some people in our group see some energy giraffe, some workshop before this. So like there was in sun and wind things. Last change food, like in school, in my school, where some people don't have like money to buy really expensive food, there are gave it to them like little money, that food. And fourth thing was the sun energy for the public buildings, because some buildings don't have like that opportunity, but sometimes like our schools in Finland, we have that sun energy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.